10 million users in the first 7 hours. Meta, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, has just declared war on Twitter with their new app called Threads. And this is the most fascinating, exciting, terrifying thing happening on social media right now. So first of all, do I even think Threads has a chance of becoming mainstream? Well, let's put it this way. Right now, having a 60k follower account on Threads would have more engagement than a 1.4 million follower account on Twitter. I mean, look at this. This is not normal. But yeah, the excitement level for this new app, they're not just high, they're unlike anything I've ever seen before. But why? Because it's in the right place at the right time. All I've seen on Twitter this past few months is, I hate this app now, or Elon Musk has ruined this app, or why is Twitter the place where everything has to be? And there are reasons for that. I mean, Twitter has dialed up the ads. You'll see one like every 5 posts. We have 70 bots accounts and just inappropriate accounts parading around without getting flagged. I mean, Twitter charges people to be verified now. So you literally end up in situations where you've got a fake Elon Musk account who just paid to be verified. So what does it mean to be verified? They've just limited the number of tweets you can view in a day. Again, unless you pay to increase that limit. To me, it just feels like no longer a general platform. Like, I just don't feel like I belong there. And say Threads is basically designed to be the opposite of that. And to capitalize on this downward spiral sentiment that a lot of people have towards Twitter, Meta has made sure that they've launched with 0 ads, that they're not even thinking about monetization at all until the app reaches 1 billion users. This is what Zuckerberg is saying, which is kind of crazy because if it does get to 1 billion users, that's already 2 times what Twitter is. They've made sure everyone needs to have an Instagram account before they can register, which is done a lot to reduce the level of bot activities. I mean, they're spoiling us. You can see as many posts as you want per day. Plus, because it's linked to your Instagram account, you don't pay for verification. It carries over from your Instagram to your Threads account for free, instantly. And the best part of it is, so do your followers. You know how Threads has managed to get this unexpected buzz about it? It's because it has managed to do the one thing that's really, really hard for a new platform to do. And that is to make it feel like everyone is already there. So anytime one of your Instagram followers signs up for Threads, they're following you automatically, which is giving creators this massive excitement that they're not going to have to build their follower base from scratch. You actually get numbered based on how quickly you register for a Threads account. Me personally, I'm around number 17 million. But the point is, whatever you get given, that's your number permanently. So there was a rush to be in the first million, then there was a rush to be in the first 10 million. Now, I guess there's a rush to be in the first 100 million. Now, the part in which you've been waiting for. And yes, just in case you're thinking, you can actually make money with the Threads app. And that's exactly how I'm going to break it down for you. There are people making 10, 20, 50, even $100,000 on Threads just by writing tweets. Should I call it just by writing threads for other people? Now, building an audience takes time and effort, but most business founders don't have the time or the inclination to do that, or to learn how to write themselves. Some of these people already have an audience and they just want to capitalize on it by selling them products and services, but they don't just know how to. That's where ghostwriters come in. That's where you come in. The currency online is capturing and holding attention. And if you can do that for Threads, you've made a good job. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you step by step how you can grow from $0 to $10,000 by writing as a ghostwriter on Threads. Yes, you heard me right. Step 1 requires mastering the art of persuasive writing. Study the people who are doing what you want to do. They've all learned the art of persuasive writing. You can copy them, you can emulate what they do. Some great books to shock on your learning in copywriting is to pick up the following: Ogilvy on Advertising by David Ogilvy, Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, and influenced by Robert Cialdini. If you want to master copywriting, you have to study the greats, and these are great ways to get good in copywriting. And if you actually want to go even further, just go study the people you want to emulate. There are hundreds of ghostwriters right now writing tweets on Threads every single day. Their notifications on their accounts, and copy and learn how they structure everything they do. One of the big problems with ghostwriters online is that they don't know how to grow their own account. And that starts with two things. One, getting your content right, and two, getting your profile right, so that when people come to your account, they would want to follow you and you have a big following already. If you can claim to grow accounts and you cannot grow your own, that's not a good look and you're not likely to get those clients. Now, to ghostwrite online and to prove your competency, you have to be able to write really good threads. And you get good at writing threads by writing them of volume. We know from the people that we talk to that some of the bigger accounts have written over 90 to 100 threads in the last 2 years. Some of the best threads writer on Threads go with 1 or 2 a week. Now, as a ghostwriter, you are going to be writing threads daily. So you have to get good at them and you have to get some volume out of them, which is the only way to go. Step 3 is to find a niche and focus on providing value to those clients. Ask yourself, who would you like as your client and who would you like to work with? And more importantly, do they have money to pay for your services? Once you figure out who you're writing for, then you need to provide value to these clients. You provide value to these clients by showing that you can write persuasive threads and actually make them money. You can even afford to do some free threads just to get your thoughts in the go. If you're ghostwriting for a fitness client, write a case study with a step-by-step transformation as to how their client lost weight in the first place. This applies you to any business. All you're doing is trail the thread, writing where they started at point A to where they are now at point B, and the step-by-step transformation guide that took them there in the first place. Each thread needs to take the person step by step towards the transformation, and at the end of that thread, you just need a strong call to act on, which maybe could be to send a direct message or to jump on a call or to go through a landing page to buy a product. If the thread was persuasive enough and the person that you're directing the thread to can benefit from that service, then we see no reason why that person wouldn't click the link. So you've mastered copywriting and you can write in threads to practice. The next thing you want to do is to create a ghostwriting offer. Now, an offer is just a fancy way of saying a package for your products or services. So instead of I would do ghostwriting, you would be putting a package which could be, to get a certain amount of followers for somebody, a certain amount of threads per week. A typical offer for a ghostwriting business could be you would get X amount of followers in the specific time range and a guarantee if you don't. If you reduce the amount of risk you're working with, then there's a greater chance of somebody actually buying what you have to offer. For a shortcut, look at what is already in the marketplace already. If you type in ghostwriting to Twitter, you'll see a ton of them. Jump on their landing page, see what they have to offer or what they're selling it for and what their guarantees of returns are. Step 5 and the final step is to get directly messaging people and jumping on calls with prospects. This relies on you to do a lot of work. If you can get case studies of doing some good work for somebody and then get them to do a video or a written testimonial, then that is great proof that you're going to be able to do that work for somebody else. But to get customers, you have to be proactive. Reach out to people with big audiences and write for some threads for them for free. The idea here is you could write somebody 3 threads with no expectation of anything in return, and if they use them, you can drop them a link and say, hey, come and talk to me if they do well. Now, it's a win-win for both parties. You've showcased your offer and you can potentially start ghostwriting for them in a couple of days. If you want to get any business, you have to be proactive, and tenacity is the name of the game here. The gap between $0 and $10,000, trust me, is nearer than you think. If you have one client for 1 month for $2,000, times it by 5 and you're already there. do good work for free, get case studies, prove your competency, and then build from there slowly over time. Like I would always tell you guys, the best time to start is 20 years ago. The second best time to start is now. Catch you all later in a separate video.